40+ actors behind scary movie characters you don't know. What if the most terrifying characters in horror weren't just monsters, but the actors behind the mask? You've seen the blood, the screams, and the nightmares, but do you know who brought those horrifying creatures to life? From iconic slashers to creepy supernatural beings, these actors didn't just act. They transformed. Ever wondered who was behind the face of Freddy Krueger, or who turned into the shape-shifting clown you can't forget? Get ready to dive into the dark world of horror legends and discover the real faces behind the scares. Prepare to be shocked, because the actors behind these characters are not who you'd expect. Let's pull back the curtain and reveal 40+ actors you didn't know were behind the scariest movie characters of all time. Gary Oldman as Dracula. Gary Oldman's portrayal of Dracula in Bram Stoker's Dracula 1992 remains one of the most chilling depictions of the vampire lord. His Dracula is both seductive and terrifying, embodying the timeless allure and horror of the character. Oldman underwent a dramatic transformation, donning elaborate costumes and enduring hours in the makeup chair to perfect the Count's iconic look. To prepare, he studied Dracula's literary origins and collaborated with director Francis Ford Coppola to bring emotional depth to the role. Reflecting on the experience, Oldman said, "I wanted to show Dracula's humanity and pain. He's a monster, but he's also a man who loved deeply." His nuanced performance elevated Dracula to an iconic status, cementing Oldman's legacy in horror cinema. Ralph Fiennes as Lord Voldemort. Ralph Fiennes brought Lord Voldemort, the menacing antagonist of the Harry Potter series, to life with bone-chilling intensity. His transformation included a snake-like appearance, achieved through prosthetics and CGI-enhanced features. Fiennes studied the character's psychological complexities, portraying him as both terrifyingly evil and coldly calculating. The actor described wearing the makeup and prosthetics as claustrophobic, but he used the discomfort to channel Voldemort's inhumanity. Speaking about the role, Fiennes remarked, "Voldemort is a creation of his fears and insecurities. He's terrifying because he's a reflection of the worst parts of humanity." His magnetic performance became a defining element of the series, leaving an indelible mark on the franchise and elevating Voldemort as one of cinema's most unforgettable villains. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. Michael Keaton's turn as Beetlejuice in Beetlejuice 1988 is a masterclass in chaotic brilliance. Beetlejuice is a mischievous, grotesque poltergeist, and Keaton's eccentric performance brought him to life in unforgettable fashion. The actor embraced wild costumes, exaggerated makeup, and Tim Burton's macabre vision to create a character both repulsive and oddly endearing. Keaton improvised much of Beetlejuice's dialogue, adding a manic energy to the role. "I didn't think about rules, I just went all in and had fun," Keaton said in an interview. The result was a uniquely quirky and unpredictable performance. Beetlejuice's popularity catapulted Keaton into stardom, and the character remains a beloved cultural icon, epitomizing the perfect blend of comedy and horror. Christopher Walken as Hessian Horseman. Christopher Walken portrayed the terrifying Hessian Horseman in Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, 1999. As the decapitated spectre haunting the village, Walken's portrayal combined ferocity and eerie mystique. His appearance, sharp teeth, pale skin, and glowing eyes, was achieved through intricate makeup and costuming that made him truly unsettling. Despite limited dialogue, Walken's physicality and intense expressions conveyed the horseman's rage and malevolence. The actor recalled the challenge of filming action scenes, saying, "The costume was heavy and the movements were demanding, but it added to the character's otherworldly presence." Walken's performance brought the Hessian Horseman to life as a chilling villain, cementing the character's legacy in the pantheon of cinematic horror. Danny DeVito as Penguin. Danny DeVito's portrayal of the Penguin in Batman Returns 1992 transformed the comic book character into a grotesque and tragic figure. DeVito's Penguin was a sinister outcast with a deformed appearance brought to life through extensive prosthetics, makeup, and a custom-designed costume. DeVito fully embraced the role's dark humor and pathos, crafting a layered villain who was as pitiable as he was menacing. Tim Burton praised DeVito's dedication, noting that he stayed in character between takes. Reflecting on the role, DeVito said, "The Penguin is misunderstood, but he's also ruthless. That balance made him fascinating to play. His unforgettable performance added depth and complexity to the character, making the Penguin one of the most memorable villains in superhero cinema. Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. Robert Englund became a horror icon as Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, and its sequels. Freddy, a vengeful spirit haunting dreams, is known for his scarred face, razor glove, and dark humor. Englund's transformation involved hours of intricate prosthetic makeup to achieve Freddy's nightmarish appearance. The actor infused the character with a chilling charisma, delivering a mix of terror and sardonic wit. Englund explained, "Freddy is every nightmare rolled into one. He's terrifying because he's unstoppable." Despite the grueling makeup process, Englund relished the role, bringing a sinister charm to the villain. His portrayal redefined horror villains and left an indelible mark on the genre, making Freddy Krueger a pop culture phenomenon. Nick Castle as Michael Myers. Nick Castle portrayed the iconic Michael Myers in John Carpenter's Halloween, 1978, establishing the blueprint for one of horror's most enduring villains. Myers, known as the Shape, is a silent, emotionless killer whose faceless mask and unsettling movements strike fear into audiences. Castle's minimalist yet deliberate performance, including his eerily calm gait, was key to the character's chilling presence. The actor admitted, "I was told to just walk and let the mask do the work. It was about being emotionless." Castle's portrayal set the standard for the character in subsequent films, making Michael Myers a quintessential figure in the slasher genre and leaving a haunting legacy that continues to terrify viewers decades later. Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface. Gunnar Hansen brought raw terror to the screen as Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974. Leatherface, a hulking, chainsaw-wielding killer, is a horrifying blend of brutality and vulnerability. Hansen prepared for the role by studying the mannerisms of individuals with cognitive impairments, adding depth to the character's disturbed psyche. The costume, including the grotesque stitch skin mask, and Hansen's physically imposing performance made Leatherface unforgettable. Recalling the grueling shoot, Hansen said, "It was unbearably hot, and I was in costume for hours. It added to the madness of the role." His chilling portrayal of Leatherface not only terrified audiences but also set a new benchmark for horror villains, cementing the character's place in cinematic history. Tim Curry as Pennywise. Tim Curry's portrayal of Pennywise the dancing clown in the miniseries It, 1990, turned a childhood fear into a universal nightmare. Pennywise, a supernatural entity preying on children's fears, was brought to life through Curry's unsettling mix of charm and menace. His chilling performance, enhanced by eerie makeup and the grotesque clown design, made the character both magnetic and horrifying. Curry improvised some of Pennywise's creepy mannerisms, saying, "The scariest thing about clowns is their unpredictability." I leaned into that. His portrayal left a lasting impression, embedding Pennywise in pop culture as one of horror's most terrifying figures. Curry's performance elevated it beyond a simple adaptation, cementing the clown's legacy in the annals of fear-inducing characters. Doug Bradley as Pinhead. Pinhead, the leader of the Cenobites in Hellraiser, is a terrifying figure, embodying pain and pleasure intertwined. Doug Bradley's portrayal of this sadistic yet eloquent character is iconic, thanks to his commanding presence and haunting voice. To transform into Pinhead, Bradley underwent hours of meticulous makeup, with prosthetics and pins creating his unforgettable look. His deep, resonant delivery added gravitas to Pinhead's chilling monologues. Bradley once revealed, "The makeup gave me the character. Looking in the mirror, I saw not myself but Pinhead." His calm, composed demeanor amidst horror amplified the character's sinister aura. Doug Bradley's portrayal of Pinhead became a cornerstone of horror, immortalizing the character as one of cinema's most chilling villains. Heath Ledger as Joker. Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight is a chaotic and menacing force, redefining the iconic villain with his unpredictable and anarchic persona. Ledger's nuanced performance captured the Joker's psychological complexity, making him unforgettable. Ledger immersed himself in the role, isolating for weeks to develop the character's unsettling mannerisms and chilling voice. His smeared clown makeup and Glasgow smile added to the Joker's disconcerting appearance. Reflecting on the role, Ledger said, "I sat around in a hotel room, locked myself away, formed a little diary, and experimented with voices. It was important to find something iconic, yet grounded." Ledger's electrifying performance earned him a posthumous Academy Award, cementing the Joker's legacy as one of cinema's most haunting villains. Leave a number 1 in the comments if you're brave enough to watch until the end and uncover the faces behind 40-plus terrifying movie characters. You might be surprised. Linda Blair as Regan MacNeil. Linda Blair's portrayal of Regan MacNeil in The Exorcist remains a benchmark of supernatural horror. As the sweet 12-year-old possessed by a malevolent demon, her performance shocked audiences and redefined the genre. Blair's transformation was grueling, involving heavy prosthetics, unsettling voice modulation, and physical stunts that tested her endurance. The role required her to embody innocence and terrifying evil seamlessly. In an interview, Blair shared, "It was exhausting and challenging, but we all knew we were creating something extraordinary." Despite the film's controversies, her performance received widespread acclaim. Linda Blair's chilling turn as Regan solidified The Exorcist as a horror classic and established her as an integral figure in the history of scary movie icons. Kane Hodder as Jason Voorhees. Kane Hodder's portrayal of Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, 1988, and subsequent films solidified the character's menacing persona. Hodder brought a unique physicality to the role, infusing Jason with deliberate, heavy movements that emphasized his unstoppable nature. His transformation into the masked killer involved hours of prosthetics and makeup to achieve Jason's decayed and terrifying look. Hodder's dedication included performing his own stunts, often in grueling conditions. Reflecting on his role, Hodder stated, "Jason isn't just a mindless killer. He has an emotional core, and I wanted to bring that out." His embodiment of Jason became the definitive version, cementing Hodder's legacy as one of horror's most iconic performers. Salma Hayek as Santanico Pandemonium. Salma Hayek mesmerized audiences as Santanico Pandemonium, the sultry vampire queen in From Dusk Till Dawn, 1996. Santanico's entrance, a hypnotic dance with a live snake, became instantly iconic. Hayek faced her fear of snakes to deliver the unforgettable performance, saying, "I had to overcome my phobia because the role demanded it." Her transformation included stunning costumes and makeup that highlighted the character's allure and danger. Hayek's captivating presence elevated the film, making Santanico an unforgettable character in vampire lore. Her performance as the seductive yet deadly queen showcased her versatility as an actress, leaving a lasting impression on fans and firmly establishing her as a memorable figure in horror cinema. Davey Chase as Samara. Davey Chase terrified audiences as Samara in The Ring, 2002, portraying the vengeful spirit at the heart of the cursed videotape. Samara's eerie movements and haunting stare were brought to life by Chase's chilling performance. Enhanced by subtle CGI and clever editing, the young actress studied contortionists to create Samara's unnerving physicality, which made her appearances unforgettable. Chase recalled, "The scariest part was tapping into Samara's anger. Her pain drives her to do horrifying things." Despite her youth, Chase's performance left audiences unsettled, with Samara becoming an enduring symbol of supernatural horror. Her work in The Ring redefined ghostly antagonists, leaving a legacy that continues to influence modern horror storytelling. Takako Fuji as Kayako. Takako Fuji brought spine-chilling terror to life as Kayako in Ju-On, The Grudge. The vengeful spirit, with her contorted movements and eerie croaking voice, became an enduring symbol of Japanese horror. Fuji, a trained dancer, used her physicality to create Kayako's signature jerky movements, enhancing the character's otherworldly presence. Extensive makeup transformed her into the pale, haunting figure that terrorized audiences. Discussing her preparation, Fuji once said, "I focused on making her movements unnatural but still human. It's what makes her scarier." Her ability to convey fear through body language left a lasting impression. Fuji's haunting portrayal of Kayako catapulted the Grudge series into international acclaim, forever solidifying her as a cornerstone of modern horror cinema. Joseph Bishara as Bathsheba. Joseph Bishara's terrifying portrayal of Bathsheba in The Conjuring turned the sinister witch into a memorable horror villain. As the film's malevolent spirit, Bathsheba's gruesome appearance and chilling presence haunted audiences. Bishara, who is also the film's composer, donned layers of grotesque prosthetics and makeup to embody the role. His imposing physicality and eerie movements heightened the terror. Reflecting on the experience, Bishara shared, "I see music and performance as extensions of the same energy. It helped me inhabit Bathsheba fully. His dual contributions to acting and music made the character even more impactful. Bishara's portrayal of Bathsheba elevated The Conjuring into a modern horror classic, blending performance and atmosphere to craft an unforgettable villain. Quinn Lord as Sam. Quinn Lord gave life to Trick-or-Treat's enigmatic and eerie Sam, the pumpkin-headed enforcer of Halloween traditions. Despite Sam's small stature, his menacing demeanor became a standout feature of the anthology film. At just 8 years old, Lord wore a full-body costume complete with a burlap sack mask, making the role physically demanding. His expressive movements brought Sam's sinister innocence to life. Recalling the role, Lord said, "It was so much fun playing Sam. Even though he's creepy, there's something mischievously playful about him." His performance skillfully balanced fear and charm. Quinn Lord's portrayal of Sam solidified the character as a cult horror icon, embodying the spirit and scares of Halloween with chilling effectiveness. Boris Karloff as the monster. Boris Karloff's portrayal of the monster in Frankenstein, 1931, is a cornerstone of classic horror. Karloff transformed Mary Shelley's tragic creation into a misunderstood and haunting figure, blending menace with vulnerability. His appearance, bolts, scars, and a towering presence was achieved through groundbreaking makeup by Jack Pierce, a grueling process Karloff endured daily. Karloff's performance, marked by expressive gestures and emotional depth, elevated the monster beyond a mere villain. Reflecting on his role, Karloff said, "The monster is tragic, a symbol of man's arrogance and isolation." His portrayal redefined horror cinema, earning the monster its iconic status and securing Karloff's legacy as one of the greatest actors in the genre's history. Bonnie Aarons as Valak. Bonnie Aarons delivered bone-chilling terror as Valak, the demonic nun in The Conjuring 2, 2016, and The Nun, 2018. Valak's haunting visage, with sunken eyes and ghastly features, was brought to life through Aarons' unnerving performance and detailed makeup. Her ability to convey fear with subtle movements and piercing stares made Valak one of modern horror's most terrifying characters. Aarons embraced the eerie role, saying, "Playing Valak is about embodying pure evil. It's a physical and psychological challenge." The character became an instant horror icon, with Aarons' performance leaving audiences haunted long after the credits rolled. Her work elevated Valak into a standout antagonist, solidifying her as a memorable figure in the genre. Doug Jones as Pale Man. Doug Jones mesmerized and horrified audiences as Pale Man in Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth, 2006. The Pale Man, a grotesque creature with eyes embedded in his palms, symbolizes gluttony and cruelty. Jones brought the character to life through his exceptional physicality, performing under heavy prosthetics and a restrictive suit. The intricate makeup and costume design required hours of preparation, but Jones's precision and grace made the Pale Man disturbingly lifelike. "Guillermo and I worked together to create a creature that was as beautiful as it was terrifying," Jones explained. His haunting portrayal added depth to the film's dark fantasy world, making the Pale Man an unforgettable figure in both horror and cinematic history. Tom Fitzpatrick as Bride in Black. Tom Fitzpatrick portrayed the chilling Bride in Black in Insidious, Chapter 2, 2013, and Insidious, Chapter 3, 2015, haunting audiences as the terrifying spectre of Parker Crane. The Bride in Black's eerie presence, a malevolent figure in a wedding dress, was brought to life through Fitzpatrick's unnerving physicality and haunting expressions. Fitzpatrick's gaunt appearance, enhanced by detailed makeup and costume design, made the character unforgettable. Speaking about the role, he said, "It was fascinating to tap into something so dark and sinister, yet still human at its core." His portrayal added depth and menace to the Insidious franchise, making the Bride in Black a standout figure in modern horror and cementing Fitzpatrick's contribution to the genre. Arthur Roberts as Radford. Arthur Roberts delivered a sinister performance as Radford, the cursed owner of the titular store in Midnight Movie, 2008. Radford's unsettling demeanor and malevolent presence drive much of the film's tension. Roberts infused the character with an unnerving calmness, making his villainy all the more disturbing. Transforming into Radford required subtle makeup effects and an intense focus on his psychological menace. Reflecting on the role, Roberts said, "Radford is a master manipulator. It was thrilling to explore his twisted psyche. His chilling performance grounded the supernatural elements of the story, leaving a lasting impression on viewers and adding a unique flair to the slasher horror genre." Chris Carnell as the Miner. Chris Carnell portrayed the Miner, the menacing killer in My Bloody Valentine 3D 2009, creating an iconic modern slasher. The Miner's signature gas mask, pickaxe, and eerie silence turned him into a figure of pure terror. Carnell's physical performance, stalking with precision and delivering brutal attacks, was central to the character's terrifying presence. To prepare, Carnell studied the original My Bloody Valentine 1981 and focused on embodying the Miner's inhuman relentlessness. Discussing the role, Carnell remarked, "The mask adds mystery and dread. It makes the Miner a force of nature." His portrayal revitalized the character for a new generation, cementing the Miner's place among horror's most memorable mask killers. The Miner's gas mask is truly iconic. Do you think it makes him scarier? Comment yes or no and tell us why. Lon Chaney Jr. as Wolfman. Lon Chaney Jr.'s portrayal of the titular creature in The Wolfman, 1941, remains one of horror cinema's most iconic performances. Larry Talbot's tragic transformation into a cursed werewolf resonated with audiences, blending humanity and horror. Chaney endured hours in the makeup chair where legendary artist Jack Pierce applied intricate prosthetics and yak hair for the Wolfman's terrifying visage. His physical performance, including animalistic movements, gave the creature life. Chaney reflected, "You have to find the humanity beneath the monster. Larry's pain is what makes the Wolfman memorable. His empathetic performance helped define the sympathetic monster trope." Chaney's Wolfman became a cornerstone of Universal's monster legacy, influencing countless werewolf portrayals in cinema. Warwick Davis as Leprechaun. Warwick Davis brought wicked humor and horror to life as the mischievous leprechaun in the Leprechaun series. The gold-obsessed villain mixed charm and terror, making him a unique addition to horror lore. Davis's transformation involved extensive prosthetics and makeup, which he endured for hours to embody the grotesque, green-clad menace. His comedic timing and menacing edge elevated the character. Speaking about the role, Davis said, "Playing Leprechaun was a chance to combine horror and humor. It's rare to do both." His gleefully sinister performance became the series' defining feature. Davis's portrayal of the Leprechaun turned the character into a cult favorite, proving that even horror can have a mischievous and memorable twist. Yuya Ozeki as Toshio. Yuya Ozeki terrified audiences as Toshio, the ghostly child in Ju-on, The Grudge. With his pale skin, wide eyes, and chilling meows, Toshio embodied pure supernatural fear. Ozeki, just a child during filming, delivered an unnervingly stoic performance that captured Toshio's tragic yet terrifying presence. Makeup artists used white body paint and dark accents to achieve his haunting appearance. Director Takashi Shimizu praised Ozeki, saying, "Yuya had an incredible ability to stay calm and deliver exactly what was needed, even in unsettling scenes. His eerie stillness amplified the film's tension." Yuya Ozeki's portrayal of Toshio helped cement Ju-on as a cornerstone of J-horror, leaving an indelible mark on the genre. Jonathan Breck as the Creeper. Jonathan Breck embodied pure dread as the Creeper in Jeepers Creepers. The ancient, flesh-eating entity with a macabre sense of style became a modern horror icon. Breck underwent grueling makeup sessions to transform into the Creeper, donning prosthetics and contact lenses that restricted his vision. His physicality, from his predatory movements to chilling expressions, brought the character to life. Breck recalled, "The makeup was challenging, but it allowed me to become the Creeper. It was like stepping into another skin." His commitment to the role added depth to the creature's sinister aura. Jonathan Breck's chilling performance elevated the Creeper into the pantheon of modern horror villains, terrifying audiences with every on-screen appearance. Sid Haig as Captain Spaulding. Sid Haig's portrayal of Captain Spaulding in House of 1000 Corpses and The Devil's Rejects blended dark humor with raw menace. As the twisted, murderous clown, Haig became the unforgettable face of Rob Zombie's horror universe. Haig's natural charisma and larger-than-life energy made Captain Spaulding both terrifying and oddly likable. Minimal makeup emphasized his chilling grin and exaggerated features. Reflecting on the role, Haig said, "I wanted to make him more than just a monster. Captain Spaulding needed to feel real, no matter how deranged he was." His performance balanced humor with horror, creating a character unlike any other. Sid Haig's unforgettable turn as Captain Spaulding earned him a cult following, cementing his legacy in horror history. Angelica Houston as Grand High Witch. Angelica Houston captivated and terrified audiences as the Grand High Witch in The Witches, 1990. The head of a secret coven plotting to eliminate children, Houston's character is a perfect mix of elegance and menace. Her transformation into the monstrous witch required hours of intricate prosthetic work and makeup. Houston embraced the challenge, saying, "I loved playing someone so unapologetically wicked. It was deliciously fun." Her performance, blending regal poise with sinister energy, brought Roald Dahl's villain to life in unforgettable fashion. Houston's portrayal left an indelible mark on the film, elevating the Grand High Witch into one of cinema's most memorable and frightening villains. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. Bill Skarsgård delivered a haunting performance as Pennywise the Dancing Clown in It, 2017, and It Chapter 2, 2019. Pennywise, a sinister entity preying on children, is both terrifying and mesmerizing. Skarsgård's unnerving physicality, combined with the clown's eerie smile and piercing gaze, made the character unforgettable. To prepare, he studied child psychology and clowns' historical roots in fear. Skarsgård reflected Pennywise's chaos incarnate. I wanted to capture his unpredictability and malevolence. His ability to shift from playful to horrifying in an instant captivated audiences and revitalized the character for a new generation. Skarsgård's performance became a cornerstone of the It film's success, cementing Pennywise as a modern horror icon. On a scale of 0 to 5, with 5 being the creepiest, how would you rate his performance? Comment with your rating. Tim Curry as the Lord of Darkness. Tim Curry's portrayal of the Lord of Darkness in Legend, 1985, is a masterclass in villainy. With his towering horns, crimson skin, and commanding presence, Darkness epitomized evil incarnate. Curry's transformation into the character required hours of elaborate makeup and prosthetics by legendary artist Rob Bottin. His booming voice and theatrical delivery brought gravitas to Darkness, making him both terrifying and captivating. Curry shared, "The makeup was challenging, but it helped me sink into the character. It felt like stepping into a living nightmare." His physical and vocal intensity turned the Lord of Darkness into a cinematic icon. Tim Curry's performance remains a highlight of Legend, cementing the character's place in the pantheon of unforgettable movie villains. Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca. Peter Mayhew gave life to Chewbacca, the loyal Wookiee from Star Wars. Though not a traditional scary character, his towering stature and fierce loyalty made him an imposing and beloved figure. Mayhew, standing 7'3", brought Chewbacca's strength and heart to life through expressive body language and gestures. The intricate fur suit he wore required endurance and commitment, particularly in intense filming conditions. Mayhew reflected, "Chewbacca is more than just a costume. He's a friend to everyone, and I wanted to show his warmth despite his intimidating size." His physical performance gave the character soul and personality. Peter Mayhew's portrayal of Chewbacca endeared him to fans worldwide, making the Wookiee an enduring symbol of courage and friendship. Richard Brake as the Night King. Richard Brake's portrayal of the Night King in Game of Thrones brought an icy malevolence to one of television's most feared villains. His silent yet commanding presence left an indelible mark on the series. Brake's transformation involved hours of prosthetic makeup to achieve the Night King's frozen, otherworldly appearance. His piercing stare and deliberate movements heightened the character's ominous aura. Brake once said, "The Night King doesn't need words, his presence speaks volumes. It's all about embodying his power and purpose." His minimalist yet intense performance made the character unforgettable. Richard Brake's portrayal of the Night King cemented him as a key figure in Game of Thrones, embodying the relentless terror of the White Walkers. Joseph Bishara as Lipstick-Faced Demon. Joseph Bishara terrified audiences as the lipstick-faced demon in Insidious, a nightmarish figure lurking in the further. With his demonic red face, clawed hands, and haunting demeanor, he became a symbol of fear. Bishara, better known as a composer, brought his eerie physicality to the role. The demon's terrifying look was achieved with bold red and black makeup and intricate prosthetics. Speaking about the dual role of actor and composer, Bishara said, "Being inside the demon helped me connect with the film's atmosphere. It was all about the energy of fear." His performance added a visceral element to the haunting tale. Joseph Bishara's chilling portrayal of the lipstick-faced demon elevated Insidious, cementing its place in supernatural horror. Juan Fernandez as the Collector. Juan Fernandez's chilling performance as the titular villain in The Collector turned the character into a modern slasher icon. The Collector's calm, methodical approach to terror set him apart from other horror villains. Fernandez brought a quiet menace to the role, relying on his piercing stare and deliberate movements to unsettle audiences. The character's gruesome traps and cold demeanor were central to the film's tension. Fernandez remarked, "The Collector's silence is his power. He's a predator who thrives in the shadows." His portrayal struck a balance between calculated cruelty and unsettling calm. Juan Fernandez's performance in The Collector created a villain whose blend of intelligence and brutality left an unforgettable impression on horror fans. Dane Farwell as Ghostface. Dane Farwell's portrayal of Ghostface in the Scream franchise brought a blend of terror and unpredictability to the iconic masked killer. Known for his physicality, Farwell performed most of Ghostface's action scenes, adding a dynamic edge to the character. Wearing the distinctive white mask and flowing black robe, Farwell made Ghostface's erratic movements and brutal attacks both menacing and memorable. His agility and stunt expertise elevated the tension in chase scenes. Farwell once shared, "Ghostface's clumsiness was intentional. It made him more human and unpredictable, which added to the fear factor." This approach made the killer uniquely relatable, yet terrifying. Dane Farwell's contributions to Scream solidified Ghostface as a horror icon, blending slasher violence with dark humor. Tom Woodruff Jr. as Pumpkinhead. Tom Woodruff Jr. brought the vengeful demon Pumpkinhead to life in the 1988 horror classic of the same name. As the towering, otherworldly creature summoned for revenge, Pumpkinhead became a striking figure in horror. Woodruff, a skilled creature performer, donned a full-body animatronic suit, enduring hours of physical strain to embody the demon. His nuanced movements gave Pumpkinhead an eerie, lifelike quality. Reflecting on the role, Woodruff said, "Performing inside the suit was challenging, but it was rewarding to see the creature come alive on screen." His dedication brought emotional weight to the monster's vengeance-driven presence. Tom Woodruff Jr.'s performance helped establish Pumpkinhead as a cult classic, showcasing the artistry of practical effects and creature design in horror. 20 most evil actors of Hollywood's golden age. They say Hollywood is built on dreams, but what if those dreams are hiding something much darker? Behind the glitz and glamour, some of the biggest stars of Hollywood's golden age had sinister secrets, shocking scandals, and ruthless behavior. From power struggles and affairs to manipulation and betrayal, these actors weren't just playing villains on screen, they were living them off-screen.
Oh, really? Did she like it? Oh, really? Did she like it?
Want to know who really lived the most twisted lives? Let's dive into the truth behind the 20 most evil actors of Hollywood's golden age. You won't believe what they did to get to the top. Errol Flynn. Beloved for his swashbuckling roles and roguish charm, Errol Flynn embodied the dashing hero on screen, but his private life revealed a far more troubling reality. Known for his manipulative tendencies and volatile personality, Flynn's off-screen escapades often overshadowed his acting brilliance. Born in Tasmania in 1909, Flynn's early years were marked by rebellion and adventure. Expelled from school at 17, he sought excitement in New Guinea, dabbling in dubious ventures such as diamond smuggling and pearl diving. This thirst for risk translated into Hollywood success, but his personal life was fraught with scandal. In 1942, Flynn faced accusations of sexual assault by 2 underage women, sparking a sensational trial. Although he was acquitted, the allegations tarnished his reputation. Rumors also swirled about his involvement in wild parties and exploitative relationships, contributing to a legacy steeped in controversy. Co-star Olivia de Havilland later described him as charming but utterly reckless, reflecting the dichotomy of his persona. Despite his undeniable talent in classics like Captain Blood and The Adventures of Robin Hood, Flynn's legacy is marred by allegations of misconduct and exploitation. His personal struggles with alcoholism and his penchant for chaos hinted at deeper demons casting a shadow over his legendary Hollywood status. Joan Crawford, beloved for her elegance and commanding presence on screen, Joan Crawford's private life was marred by allegations of cruelty and volatility. These claims, most famously detailed in her adopted daughter Christina Crawford's memoir Mommy Dearest, paint a dark portrait of a woman whose polished public persona masked a troubling reality. Christina's memoir alleges that Crawford subjected her and her siblings to harsh punishments and emotional abuse. One infamous anecdote describes Crawford's obsessive cleanliness, reportedly waking her children in the middle of the night to clean already spotless rooms. Another account involves Crawford's explosive anger, including an alleged incident where she destroyed a closet full of clothes with wire hangers, an act immortalized in the film adaptation of Mommy Dearest. While the accuracy of these claims has been debated, with some defending Crawford as a strict but loving parent, others, including co-stars and industry insiders, have spoken of her intense and often abrasive personality. Actress Bette Davis, who famously feuded with Crawford, once remarked, "She was always acting, even when there was no camera." Despite her immense talent and iconic roles in films like Mildred Pierce, these allegations have cast a long shadow over Crawford's legacy. Her story remains a cautionary tale of Hollywood's golden age, where personal struggles often clashed with public perfection. Kirk Douglas.
So if I do intimidate people, I'll just try not to in the future.
Celebrated as one of Hollywood's most iconic leading men, Kirk Douglas was a complex figure whose personal controversies often rivaled the intensity of his on-screen roles. Known for his strong jawline and commanding presence, Douglas also carried a reputation for being difficult, controlling, and at times, deeply troubling. Douglas's rise to stardom masked a chaotic personal history. Raised in poverty by immigrant parents, he found solace in acting during high school, but his pursuit of fame brought a darker side to light. Reports of controlling behavior on set plagued his career. Most famously, he fired the director of Spartacus after 1 week and clashed with Stanley Kubrick during Paths of Glory. Co-star Burt Lancaster once quipped that Douglas could start an argument in an empty room. More damaging, however, were allegations of abuse. Decades after the fact, rumors surfaced about an alleged assault of 15-year-old Natalie Wood in the 1950s. Though unproven and fiercely debated, the story resurfaced after Douglas's death, casting a long shadow over his legacy. While Douglas openly admitted to infidelity and his polarizing nature, he also delivered extraordinary performances in Spartacus and Ace in the Hole. His legacy, though undeniably brilliant, remains tainted by his personal transgressions and Hollywood's silence. Hollywood's golden age had a dark side. Comment one on and stick around until the end to uncover the scandals and controversies surrounding these 20 actors. Mickey Rooney.
That's more better.
Known for his boyish charm and heartwarming roles in Hollywood classics, Mickey Rooney's off-screen behavior starkly contrasted with his wholesome on-screen persona. Behind the scenes, Rooney was often described as abrasive, nasty, and rude, earning a reputation as one of Hollywood's most difficult stars. While filming National Velvet in 1944, Rooney's treatment of a young Elizabeth Taylor drew significant criticism. Allegations surfaced that he exploited her youth and later dismissed her talents, labeling her entitled and untalented. Such incidents underscored a troubling pattern of disrespect toward co-stars and crew members, both during and after productions.
This time I'm warning you! I am definitely this time going to call in the police!
Rooney's personal life only compounded his negative reputation. A tumultuous series of marriages and divorces, financial instability, and substance abuse tarnished his public image. His inability to transition smoothly from child star to adult actor further exposed cracks in his career. Critics noted his struggle to shed his boyish charm, which left audiences unconvinced in more mature roles. The most enduring controversy of Rooney's career, however, remains his offensive portrayal of an Asian character in Breakfast at Tiffany's. This performance perpetuated harmful stereotypes and showcased his lack of cultural sensitivity, sparking backlash that persists today. Despite his immense talent, Rooney's erratic behavior, professional conflicts, and controversial decisions have cast a shadow over his once beloved legacy, illustrating the complexities of fame during Hollywood's golden age. Faye Dunaway.
It was an incredible moment. So I don't know what else to say about it.
Renowned for her magnetic screen presence in classics like Chinatown and Network, Faye Dunaway is also infamous for her tempestuous behavior, earning her a reputation as one of Hollywood's most challenging personalities. While her performances dazzled audiences, her off-screen conduct painted a far less glamorous portrait. Dunaway's erratic and often confrontational behavior became the stuff of legend. During her brief stint in the Broadway-bound play Tea at Five, she was fired amid accusations of physical altercations and creating a hostile work environment. Similarly, on set, she allegedly slapped a colleague during a scene rather than simulating the action, leaving a lasting impression of her demanding nature.
You know, I love playing women who left their mark, who did everything.
The chaos extended to her personal habits. According to Peter Biskin's Easy Rider's Raging Bulls, Dunaway exhibited bizarre behavior during the filming of Chinatown, including refusing to flush toilets in her dressing room, and allegedly throwing a cup of urine at director Roman Polanski during a disagreement, claims she later dismissed as ridiculous. Even Hollywood legends found her challenging. Bette Davis once declared she was impossible, while co-star James Woods recounted her throwing objects at him during filming. Despite her talent, Dunaway's legacy is overshadowed by tales of turmoil, leaving behind a cautionary story of brilliance entangled with controversy. Orson Welles.
But I've been investigated over and over again by the Americans,
Praised as a cinematic genius for masterpieces like Citizen Kane, Orson Welles also cultivated a reputation as a divisive figure, both professionally and personally. While celebrated for his innovation, private conversations later revealed a darker side marked by biting criticism and disdain for many of his contemporaries. Recently uncovered tapes of discussions with his friend Henry Jaglom provide insight into Welles's unfiltered thoughts. In these candid recordings, Welles dismissed Laurence Olivier as dim-witted, labeled Spencer Tracy vindictive, and harshly criticized Charlie Chaplin as haughty. He was equally scathing toward actresses, claiming he couldn't bear to watch Bette Davis and calling Jennifer Jones irredeemable. Even James Stewart, a beloved Hollywood icon, was not spared, with Welles deriding him as an overrated actor. Professionally, Welles's brilliance was often undermined by his defiance of studio constraints and chronic financial struggles. His uncompromising artistic vision frequently clashed with Hollywood norms, leaving many of his projects underfunded or unfinished. Despite this, he supported emerging talents like Marilyn Monroe, whom he admired for her untapped potential. Welles's legacy is one of brilliance tempered by bitterness. While his contributions to cinema remain unparalleled, his scathing critiques and tumultuous relationships cast a shadow over his towering achievements. Lupe Vele. Known as the Mexican Spitfire for her fiery personality and vibrant roles, Lupe Velez captivated audiences in Hollywood's golden age. Beneath her glamorous exterior, however, lay a troubled personal life marked by volatility and heartbreak. Velez's career soared as she broke barriers for Latina actresses in the 1920s and 1930s, but her personal relationships were stormy and scandal-ridden. Her high-profile romances with stars like Gary Cooper and Johnny Weissmuller were often marred by public fights and allegations of physical and emotional abuse. Velez herself was known for her explosive temper, once reportedly hurling dishes at Cooper during a breakup. In 1944, Velez's tragic shook Hollywood. Pregnant and unmarried, she was reportedly abandoned by the father of her child, leading to despair. Sensationalized media accounts of her death, including unverified rumors about the circumstances, turned a deeply personal tragedy into a public spectacle. Biographers have since argued that the press's cruel treatment of Velez reflected the era's harsh double standards for women. Despite her undeniable talent and groundbreaking contributions, Velez's legacy remains overshadowed by her tumultuous personal life. As a trailblazer for Latina actresses, she remains an icon, albeit one whose life serves as a sobering reminder of the cost of fame. Bing Crosby. Renowned for his velvety voice and timeless classics like White Christmas, Bing Crosby embodied effortless charm and sophistication on screen. However, behind his polished persona lay a complex and often turbulent family dynamic that tarnished his idyllic image. Crosby's eldest son, Gary Crosby, revealed in his memoir that Bing's strict discipline and emotional detachment made childhood difficult. Driven by a fear of his children succumbing to Hollywood excesses, Crosby imposed rigid rules and maintained a distant relationship. Gary claimed that Bing's demanding nature often felt more authoritarian than nurturing, leaving lasting scars on his children. While Crosby sought to project the image of an all-American family man, tragedy and turmoil marked his legacy. His son Lindsay's struggles with addiction and eventual death by highlighted the darker repercussions of Bing's parenting style. Even in his second marriage, where Crosby seemed to soften, he reportedly struggled to express affection, as remembered by his youngest son, Nathaniel. Despite his undeniable talent and contributions to entertainment, Crosby's legacy remains divided. His personal shortcomings, particularly as a father, serve as a reminder that fame and success cannot shield one from familial challenges. Bing Crosby remains an emblem of Hollywood's golden age, but his private struggles reveal the human imperfections behind the legend. Clara Bow. Hailed as the it girl of the 1920s, Clara Bow captivated audiences with her vivacious energy and charisma on screen. However, her meteoric rise to fame was accompanied by scandal and personal turmoil that forever altered her legacy. Bow's personal life became a favorite target of tabloid gossip, with sensational accusations of wild partying and alcohol use during the Prohibition era. These rumors, though often exaggerated, chipped away at her public image, painting a stark contrast to the glamorous persona audiences adored. Legal troubles and disputes with former employees further fueled public scrutiny, with lurid headlines overshadowing her cinematic achievements. Beyond the controversies, Bow battled profound struggles with mental health, exacerbated by the relentless pressures of stardom. Hollywood's unforgiving nature left her vulnerable, and as the silent film era gave way to talkies, Bow found herself unable to adapt. Her distinct Brooklyn accent a target of ridicule. Despite her unmatched charm and trailblazing success, Bow's career ended prematurely, serving as a poignant reminder of the fleeting nature of fame. While her contributions to cinema remain undeniable, her life story highlights the darker, often unforgiving realities faced by Hollywood's brightest stars. Clara Bow's legacy endures as both a celebration of her talent and a cautionary tale of the industry's pressures. Clara Bow struggled with the pressures of stardom. Do you think the challenges faced by celebrities today are similar to what she experienced? Comment yes or no and explain your answer. Robert Mitchum. Robert Mitchum, the smoldering star of films like Out of the Past and The Night of the Hunter, epitomized the Hollywood bad boy, both on and off the screen. While his laid-back demeanor and effortless charm made him a leading man, a scandal in 1948 cemented his rebellious persona and left an indelible mark on his career. Mitchum was arrested for marijuana possession during a police raid at a party in Laurel Canyon, a shocking incident at a time when Hollywood maintained a pristine public image. The media frenzy that followed painted Mitchum as a symbol of moral decline, with headlines decrying his actions. He was sentenced to a brief stint in jail and spent time on a prison farm, an experience that could have ended his career. However, Mitchum weathered the storm, famously shrugging off the scandal by saying it was just a bad night. The arrest not only highlighted the prevalence of drug use in Hollywood, but also underscored the era's harsh societal judgments. Mitchum's career survived, in part due to his undeniable talent and the public's fascination with his nonchalant defiance. Though the scandal cast a shadow, it ultimately reinforced his legacy as one of Hollywood's most enduring anti-heroes. Peter Sellers.
Well now, I expect you're all wondering why I asked you here.
Peter Sellers, celebrated for his comedic genius as Inspector Clouseau in the Pink Panther series, was as perplexing off-screen as he was brilliant on it. Behind the laughter lay a deeply troubled and eccentric man whose unpredictable behavior made him both a creative force and a nightmare to work with. Sellers' personal quirks bordered on the bizarre. He was known to talk to his deceased mother and carried a memorial for her wherever he went, a habit that unnerved those around him. His volatile personality frequently clashed with Blake Edwards, the director of the Pink Panther films. Sellers' erratic mood swings and insecurities created tension on set, with Edwards often describing their relationship as exhausting. Sellers believed his comedic brilliance stemmed from his chaotic nature, fearing that too much structure would stifle his creativity. This unorthodox approach led to frequent disruptions during filming. At times, communication between Sellers and Edwards broke down entirely, forcing them to relay messages through assistants. Despite the turmoil, their collaboration produced comedy gold, including 5 Pink Panther films and the cult classic The Party, 1968. While Sellers' genius remains undeniable, his erratic behavior left a legacy of both comedic triumph and personal turmoil. Wallace Beery. Despite the studio-crafted image of Wallace Beery as a genial Hollywood icon, his off-screen behavior painted a far darker picture. Known for playing lovable characters, Beery's real-life conduct was anything but kind. particularly toward co-stars and young actors. Mickey Rooney once revealed that Beery subjected him to harsh treatment, including physical harm, during their time working together. Despite this, Rooney's mixed feelings about Beery hinted at the complex dynamics of Hollywood's golden age, where personal grievances were often overshadowed by professional obligations. Gloria Swanson, another of Beery's contemporaries, recounted a disturbing first encounter with him. Their uncomfortable interaction highlighted the exploitative power dynamics that permeated the industry, with Beery's behavior reflecting a troubling pattern of disregard for others. Beery's off-screen persona starkly contrasted with his on-screen charm, leaving many colleagues wary of his abrasive nature. He was described as coarse, unpleasant, and indifferent to the feelings of those around him, even those closest to him. Swanson's open disdain for Beery underscored the significant gulf between his public and private selves. Though Beery remains celebrated for his contributions to classic cinema, his behavior behind the scenes serves as a reminder of the darker realities lurking beneath Hollywood's polished veneer. Lionel Barrymore. Lionel Barrymore, a distinguished actor known for his performances in classics like Grand Hotel and It's a Wonderful Life, is remembered not only for his remarkable talent, but also for his controversial views and difficult personality. While he was a revered member of Hollywood's elite, his reputation was marred by allegations of being difficult to work with, and even more damaging, his openly expressed anti-Semitism. During a time of rising global tensions and growing awareness of discrimination, Barrymore's bigoted remarks sparked outrage. His outspoken opinions about Jews, particularly during the lead-up to World War II, made him a figure of disdain for many. These prejudices not only alienated colleagues, but also tarnished his legacy in an increasingly progressive Hollywood. Off-screen, Barrymore was known for his volatile personality. Colleagues reported that he could be unreasonably harsh and difficult to deal with, creating tension on set. Despite these personal shortcomings, Barrymore's talent and career remained impressive, and he continued to secure important roles. However, his reputation as an actor was inevitably overshadowed by his personal biases, leaving a tarnished legacy despite his professional achievements. William Desmond Taylor. Although William Desmond Taylor was a director, not an actor, his inclusion in the list of Hollywood's most notorious figures is due to the scandal surrounding his unsolved murder in 1922. Taylor's death, shrouded in mystery, revealed the seedy and often dangerous world beneath the glitz and glamour of early Hollywood. Taylor was found dead in his home, shot in the back, and the investigation quickly implicated several high-profile figures, including actresses Mary Miles Minter and Mabel Normand. The case became a media sensation, exposing the darker undercurrents of the film industry, with rumors swirling about Taylor's relationships with these women, as well as his connections to powerful figures. Though the murderer was never definitively identified, the scandal destroyed careers. Minter, whose involvement was speculated but never proven, saw her career falter as public opinion turned against her. Normand, who was romantically linked to Taylor, faced intense scrutiny. The case highlighted not just the dangers of celebrity, but the lengths to which the industry would go to protect its stars. Taylor's murder remains one of Hollywood's most infamous unsolved mysteries, a chilling reminder of the perilous intersection between fame and scandal. Ted Healy. Recognized as the creator of the Three Stooges, Ted Healy's legacy is clouded by allegations of erratic behavior and the shadowy circumstances of his untimely death in 1937. Known for his sharp wit and boisterous presence, Healy's life offstage was reportedly marked by volatility and a penchant for conflict. Healy's reputation for abrasive and sometimes violent conduct extended to his relationships with colleagues. His professional dealings with the Three Stooges, initially part of his comedy act, were riddled with disputes over creative control and financial arrangements. Reports suggest that Healy's temper often strained these partnerships, contributing to the Stooges' eventual split from him. Adding to his controversial legacy is the mystery surrounding his death. Officially attributed to natural causes, rumors have long swirled that Healy's demise was the result of a violent altercation outside a nightclub. Some accounts implicate high-profile Hollywood figures in the alleged fight, fueling speculation of a potential cover-up. While Healy's contributions to early Hollywood comedy are undeniable, his turbulent personal life and the unresolved questions about his death cast a dark shadow. His story serves as a reminder of the often unseen chaos and complexity behind the glitz of Hollywood's golden age. Ted Healy's erratic behavior reportedly damaged his career. On a scale of 1 to 5, how much do you think his personal life impacted his professional success? Gene Tierney. Gene Tierney, a stunningly talented actress known for her roles in films like Laura and Leave Her to Heaven, found herself unfairly branded as difficult due to the tragic mental health struggles she endured. Beneath her glamorous public image, Tierney's personal life was a battleground of depression, bipolar disorder, and emotional turmoil, issues that were grossly misunderstood and mishandled by the Hollywood studio system. Her struggles were exacerbated by the immense pressures of fame, leading to a nervous breakdown in the 1950s. This breakdown, coupled with the lack of proper care, resulted in her undergoing electroshock therapy, a common but controversial treatment at the time. These difficult experiences, compounded by a lack of understanding regarding mental health, became fodder for gossip, and Tierney's behavior on set was often misinterpreted as erratic or unprofessional. Despite her suffering, she remained a respected actress, but her career was severely impacted by these personal challenges. The lack of compassion and support for mental health in Hollywood during that era left her to navigate her difficulties largely alone. Tierney's legacy is one of both remarkable talent and a sobering reminder of the industry's failures to protect and understand its stars during times of crisis. Spade Cooley. Once celebrated as the king of Western swing, Spade Cooley's fame was forever eclipsed by the horrifying crime that ended his career and defined his legacy. A talented musician and occasional actor, Cooley enjoyed immense success during Hollywood's golden age. But his volatile temper and controlling nature led to a shocking downfall. In 1961, Cooley was convicted of the brutal murder of his wife, Ella Mae Evans, in an act of domestic violence so appalling that it stunned the entertainment world. The attack, witnessed by their teenage daughter, revealed Cooley's darkest side. The court heard accounts of his paranoia and jealousy, which culminated in the fatal assault. Cooley showed no remorse, further solidifying his infamy. Sentenced to life in prison, Cooley's story ended in 1969 when he suffered a fatal heart attack while on a brief leave from incarceration to perform at a charity concert. His death closed a chapter of one of Hollywood's most disturbing tales. Despite his contributions to music, Spade Cooley's name is now synonymous with one of the most heinous acts committed by a figure of Hollywood's golden age. His story serves as a chilling reminder of how fame and talent can mask unimaginable cruelty. Henry Fonda. For over 50 years, Henry Fonda was Hollywood's embodiment of the all-American hero, beloved for his roles in The Grapes of Wrath and 12 Angry Men. His on-screen persona, characterized by decency and moral clarity, made him a symbol of American goodness. However, behind this polished image was a private life that starkly contradicted the values he portrayed. In his personal life, Fonda was far from the perfect family man. According to author Darwin Porter, Fonda's relationships were marred by selfishness, emotional distance, and a disregard for the well-being of those closest to him. Despite his portrayal as a devoted husband and father, Fonda's real life was plagued by infidelity. He cheated in 4 out of his 5 marriages, including with Hollywood icons like Joan Crawford, Marlene Dietrich, and Barbara Stanwyck. Even his much-publicized long-term relationship with Lucille Ball, regarded as a high point, couldn't shield him from his tendency to stray. Fonda's children, Jane and Peter, were often left feeling neglected, their father's coldness and emotional unavailability casting a shadow over their lives. His tumultuous marriage to actress Margaret Sullivan, coupled with her tragic mental health struggles, further stained his relationships. Fonda's off-screen life was a far cry from the wholesome image he projected in his films, leaving a legacy that's both complicated and sobering. Paul Kelly. A talented actor whose career spanned stage and screen, Paul Kelly's legacy is forever marred by a scandalous affair and a shocking act of violence. In the 1920s, Kelly became romantically involved with actress Dorothy Mackay, who was married to vaudeville performer Ray Raymond. The illicit relationship led to a heated confrontation between Kelly and Raymond, culminating in a physical altercation that resulted in Raymond's death. Kelly was convicted of manslaughter and served 2 years in prison, a sentence that cast a long shadow over his Hollywood career. The trial revealed the darker side of Kelly's personal life, exposing not only the affair but also the violent tensions beneath the glamorous facade of Hollywood relationships. Despite his incarceration, Kelly resumed his acting career after his release, demonstrating a resilience that few scandal-tainted stars of his era could achieve. The scandal had a ripple effect, tarnishing the reputations of all involved. Dorothy Mackay was convicted as an accessory for attempting to cover up the incident, and later married Kelly, a union that further fueled public fascination and condemnation. While Kelly's talent brought him critical acclaim, his involvement in one of Hollywood's most infamous scandals remains an indelible stain on his legacy, reflecting the darker realities of fame during the golden age of Milton Berle. Milton Berle, known as Uncle Milty, was a pioneering figure in television, captivating millions with his sharp wit and magnetic presence. As the host of Texaco Star Theatre, his weekly performances became a national event so influential that businesses would halt operations to ensure their customers didn't miss an episode. Berle's charisma made TV a cultural force, and at the peak of his fame, it was reported that movie theaters saw a decline in attendance during his broadcasts. However, as time went on, Berle's once bright star began to dim. In an unexpected move, he was chosen to host Saturday Night Live, a decision met with skepticism from the show's creator, Lorne Michaels. Despite initial doubts, Berle became the show's central figure, but his appearance was a debacle. His over-the-top performance and refusal to follow instructions caused chaos on set. According to Cara Kovalich, he was one of the most challenging hosts, attempting to dominate every scene and disrupt the show's flow. This disastrous stint on SNL led to a shift in how Berle was perceived. Once admired for his groundbreaking role in TV, he began to be seen as arrogant and out of touch. Behind the scenes, Berle's inflated sense of importance and difficult behavior soured his reputation, tarnishing the legacy of one of television's first stars. And there you have it, the faces behind the nightmares, the voices behind the terror. These actors didn't just play characters, they became them. It's a reminder that sometimes the scariest things are the ones we don't see coming, the talent and dedication hidden behind the mask. It shows us that true artistry can transform the ordinary into something unforgettable. But wait, this journey isn't over. There's more to explore, more shocking transformations, and more legends to uncover. If you want more inside secrets from the world of iconic performances, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Iconic And hey, turn on those notifications so you never miss a behind-the-scenes look at your favorite characters. And curious about what happened to some of your favorite stars from the past? Check out our previous video, 20 famous actors you will never see again. It'll blow your mind. So go ahead, hit play, and keep uncovering the mysteries of Hollywood with us.